We're gonna go live. There we are. Okay, should be live right now. Um, give it a sec. I'm just gonna talk for a bit before we get into stuff, because for some reason I have this phone link thing set up on my computer, and for some reason now the notifications are going through on my screen, and I don't want that because I don't want people's text messages to be broadcasted to the entire internet. But how do you disconnect? Please disconnect. Nope. Stop. I don't know what's going on with that. That's it seems like I should be able to just turn it off, but what in the world? Notifications off. Off. Yes, turn off. Thank you. And again, sorry. This is such a stupid start to the stream. I just want to make sure this is actually working. Anyways, while we wait for this to work itself out, I guess I'll talk about school, because as some of you may know, this was the first day back to school for me, and honestly, it didn't go as bad as I thought. Sorry about that noise. My classes aren't too bad. I have choir though, which it's a long story why I'm in choir. At this point, I feel like I'm kind of in too deep, but basically 7th grade, the first year it was available for me, I decided to take it because I was like, all right, this seems fun. And then it was not fun. But 8th grade, I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll get more fun this year. And it did not get any more fun. But then by that time, there's only 3 dudes in the class. So I was like, you know what? I gotta stick around. Because freshmen, back then, freshmen had their own like choir class. There wasn't, because now it's just like everyone in the high school. But back then there was a specific class for just freshmen. And still didn't like it. I don't know why I kept taking after that. I think it's because apparently college is like seeing 4-year commitment or something to classes on your, whatever you call it, on your like the list of like your grades and whatnot, whatever you call that. I forget. I don't focus on that stuff too much. I really should focus on it more. But then apparently they don't even. It really only matters if it's a core class, so I don't really need to be taking choir. But there's also really not really any other options for electives that I'm actually interested in. So I just keep doing it, even though I suck at singing and especially staying on pitch. We're gonna do that. I could ask my mom to do that because my friends are not responding. It would be funny to just yell through the walls because she's in the other room, but I don't think I want to do that to her. Just give it a second. So I'm just going to keep blabbering until we can actually get this thing started. But today, we're going to be working on the highway, the Nether highway to the desert specifically. We might have already gotten a bit of a start on it. I'm not sure. But I think one of the first things we might need to do is repair some of the tools. I can't remember how far we got with ice. I think I ended the stream in the iceberg biome mining it last time. So let's see. And there we go. Okay, so notifications are not appearing on the screen. So we're gonna get the music rolling and get to the Minecraft. That should be a pretty fun stream if music actually plays. For some reason, I feel like you always have to wait a few seconds. Yeah, there we go. You always have to wait a few seconds to see if it's actually playing. So, first day. Of course, teacher is just talking about, oh yeah, whatever is going on in your classes, yada yada. You don't do really any actual work on the first day of school normally. I mean, in my econ class, apparently we have to get right to work tomorrow because for some reason our semesters aren't even length. Can I make this boom arm a bit lower? Hopefully. That should be good. Hopefully my volume's still fine. But anyways, the first semester is a bit shorter than the second semester, which sucks because like really all the interesting stuff that happens in the school year is during the first semester. So not only is it shorter, it's like also like it's done first. you know, like, because I live in America, so football season, first semester, that's really pretty fun. Although I don't really go to football games, 'cause, I mean, my friends don't really, I think my friends do go, but they just don't go with me. I walk a lonely road. That's why I'm not in choir, by the way, or why I don't like choir, can't sing. Of course, that was not my best musical abilities when it comes to singing, but I probably chose the worst song because I don't know how to do whatever that kind of voice Green Day does. I listen to a whole lot of Green Day, but I definitely can't sing anything by Green Day. And this is the desert. Oh wait, I went to the entirely wrong place. And I don't think I should even try repairing the tool. Actually, I could. We can do this real quick. But yeah, so there's football season, and then the second quarter of the year, if you want to divide into quarters, because normally we'll have like a fall break or midwinter break that divides each of the semesters into like 2. This is the right amount, right? No, we need 42 glass actually. So the second quarter of the first semester, you get like it's around Christmas time, and that's always fun. Which, I mean, even like I'm not religious, but Christmas in America has become so commercialized that everyone does Christmas. It's not even, well, I wouldn't say it's not a religious holiday, but it's not specifically a religious holiday, really. Which, I mean, is there a better example of how far America has gone as far as the capitalism? I mean, that itself isn't, I don't think it's really inherently a bad thing, that example. Whatever, let's try it. I feel like I keep saying, you know, I don't want to get political on here, so I don't really want to, but then I keep talking about stuff that's kind of, it's like vaguely political. Probably isn't the best idea. I just keep doing it. I'm sorry. But yeah, the econ class we have to get started tomorrow. And so far, I think that's probably my least favorite teacher, although I will say, I don't think, I'm not saying this just to save my ass if one of my teachers or the school finds this channel, but there's not really many bad teachers in my school. I mean, I had one last year, and I could have had her again this year. I could have had her last year for multiple classes, actually, but luckily I didn't. But, like, the worst teacher, like, as far as I can tell so far, just isn't very chill, and that's kind of where the standard is, so I mean, it should be pretty simple as far as, well, pretty good as far as the teachers. Class might not be very great. Although I do have algebra with some of my friends, so that should be pretty sweet. One of them didn't show up today, so I don't know what was up with that. But I know I have the class with her. But then I'm friends with twins actually, and the quieter twin is not in any of my classes this year, which kind of sucks, because I remember last year we had all but one class together in the first semester. We had a few less in the second semester, but you know, we still had most of the day together. But now we don't have any class together, and I'm sad, because like well, the one that I was more actively friends with, because the other one I don't even have his phone number, because he doesn't like talking to people, which is honestly like a big part of the reason why I like him. But the other brother that I talk to most of the time, he's a lot more outgoing, extroverted. Yeah. Can we break the boat? There we go. Sweet. And now that I have a little bit more durability on this pickaxe, I'm also going to use that up. And we have the entire spare other pickaxe to use as well. So that should be pretty sweet. Yeah. We aren't going to be mining for netherite because, I mean, like I said in the last stream quite a bit, I've gotten tired of doing all of that mining for netherite, especially when we're barely getting any results from it. Is this full? No, not at all. Okay. But also because this is a pretty mindless activity, which is kind of what I need if I'm going to stream after school, which I will say, I'm sorry to let you guys down, but this is probably not going to be a regular thing, streaming after school. It's just, you know, first week of school, or at least the first day, you don't really have anything going on. So I'm not all that worn out. I mean, a little bit worn out, but I mean, it's the best that it's going to be for really the rest of the school year. So I just gotta suck it up and deal with it. And one of the classes that I'm taking this year that I wasn't really sure what electives to take, because in my school, well, I already told the story about how I'm gonna do choir all 4 years for the 4-year commitment, even though apparently that's not even the right type of 4-year commitment, which is kind of stupid. If I'm taking a class for 4 years, you gotta give me credit. Give me some credit for it, man. I don't care if it's not a core class, whatever. Who wants to do 4 years of a core class? And like wants to decide to do that? Pretty stupid in my opinion. But anyways, first few years of high school, I took ASL and choir. Because you need a few years of ASL, or not specifically ASL, but a world language. I think a lot of other schools have less requirements for ASL, or not ASL, for a world language class. So kind of sucks that we had to do it for so long. But although my ASL teacher was really nice, I love the teacher. I just hated the class. I wish I could have her for the rest of my class, but obviously that's not going to happen. Anyways, so I'm taking different elective. Well, since ASL was a 2-semester class, and I had it for a few years, I had to figure out what electives am I going to take for those for that semester, or for those 2 semesters. And I chose, well, no, I didn't choose econ. That's not a thing. Well, of course, we're going to do choir, and then I think my first options was like, I forget what it was. Oh no, I think I did sign up for health and media communications, MediaCom. But anyways, so we're in the MediaCom room, and the MediaCom teacher is also the theater teacher, so of course she's like all theater teachery, I guess. You know, pretty sweet. My sister really liked her. So yeah, so it should be a pretty fun class. But anyways, we're doing this like group activity because of course, for some reason, we have to know everyone in the class. I don't know why there's such a huge emphasis on knowing everyone, and it's probably so you can meet people and you don't just stick with the same 2 people, which is what I do. And I mean, it's working out as well as it could for me. But anyways, we were doing this activity. We made like 2 circles. You know, we had a small inner circle and then an outer circle. And the people on the inner circle, I was on the inner circle. We would move around, and then we would get a question, and then we had to answer it. You know, talk with the person that we were facing. And at some point, I don't know how, because it wasn't the question at all, but I'm talking to this one girl. I know, pretty crazy, squirrely talking to a girl. She was laughing, so I don't think she's interested, because it seemed more friendly, and I doubt that anyone would be interested in me. So, you know, using the process of elimination, I think she was just trying to be friendly. But anyways, we were talking about like crows and how like if you give them stuff, they'll like give you stuff and like protect you, and it's pretty cool. And then she mentions that crows are like descendants of dinosaurs, which honestly I didn't know. I mean, it makes sense because chickens are. But that's actually like what I said. I was like, yeah, I know chickens are also descendants of dinosaurs, but I mean, they don't give you stuff, but at least they taste good. And then she says, I'm a vegetarian. That's like, oh shoot. And then you know, we laugh about it, and then I get a few people down the line, and then we got another question, of course, and I think it was like, if you were a food, what food would you be? Or maybe it was like, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And I said McDonald's chicken nuggets, which honestly, I don't know why I chose McDonald's chicken nuggets, because I hate McDonald's chicken nuggets. Other than getting pancakes for breakfast while I was going to a WCA competition one time and getting our yearly Shamrock shakes from McDonald's, we never go to McDonald's, because when I was 4, the first time I ever had McDonald's, I got chicken nuggets, and there was a bit in the chicken nuggets that was like hard or something. Whatever it was, I can't remember exactly what it was, because I was like, I don't know. I was like 4, 5, or 6. The age where you start to develop your memory, you know. I was around there, that age. But there was something some aspect of the chicken nugget that is not supposed to be in chicken nuggets, and I've had a vendetta against McDonald's ever since. And I like Wendy's more than McDonald's now, which I probably would end up with the same conclusion even if I did eat at McDonald's, because I've heard a lot of people saying like McDonald's is kind of overrated, which I'm not surprised at all about. I mean, could McDonald's be overrated? Well, actually, definitely it could be, but like no one's looking at McDonald's as the pinnacle of dining experiences, you know. But anyway, wow, I went on a huge ramble. I didn't even finish my topic. Anyways, I say McDonald's chicken nugget to what if you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And the kid stares at me and says, "I'm allergic to chicken nuggets." How the hell are you allergic to chicken nuggets? Apparently, like he said, it was like allergic to the birding, which makes sense. But I went over 2 on chicken jokes. I never talk to people. I don't go out of my way to actually start a conversation, which I mean, I guess I didn't really do that. But like I said more than I needed to for once in my life. In both times, the person can't even eat chicken or chicken nuggets. I wasn't actually all that embarrassed. Which I don't know. It was rather funny than embarrassing. I would say I can't really get embarrassed because I know I'm weird, but that's just not true. I get embarrassed in other ways, you know. It's very easy to embarrass me, or for me to embarrass myself. But it's weird though, because whenever I start talking to someone, I all of a sudden have like a ton of energy, and it's like I downed 3 gallons of Mountain Dew before. But I just don't have that energy. I don't know where it comes from, but I don't. Like I'll come home and I'll just crash on the couch. Like I am so miserable in the morning when I have to wake up for school. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, hell is real. I have to go to school again. This is so stupid. And then I get to school and I see my friend and I turn into like the most like golden retriever person that you've ever met. Yeah. And normally I crash on my bed immediately when I get home and I don't do any homework, because I just don't have any of the energy for it. Obviously, it didn't happen today because I'm streaming right now. I'm also gonna play a game with my friend later. He wants to play Rainbow Six Siege with me, which I remember a while ago. When we were on a call with one of our other friends, I mentioned that I was looking at getting Rainbow Six Siege because it was on sale for like $8 at the time, which it's actually free now. So probably good that I didn't get the $8 deal. But I remember at the time it was like $24 something. So it was a really big sale. And then one of them just started ruthlessly bullying me for wanting to play Rainbow Six Siege. And I mean, I didn't stop wanting to play it after that, but I just didn't get it. Cause, I mean, I really like Minecraft. I know it's like geared towards kids. It's kind of a kids game. I'm gonna be honest. I've always been like that type. Like, I've always been one of those people who are like, you know, no, it's not a kids game. It's just most of the players are kids, but also like it's heavily marketed towards kids. And I mean, it's basically digital Legos, but it can't be Legos because of copyright. I mean, that's like a kind of bad and narrow-minded description of it. But you guys get what I mean.
Right here on Spotify.
But I don't really care because I like it. It's like the first game I got, but it's still like really the only game that I play. I don't know if it's because I'm just like, because I just don't try out new games very often, which I mean is true. Or if I just actually just really like Minecraft and it's not some other reason. I don't know. But anyways, he wants to play Rainbow Six Siege with me right now, but I'm in the middle of a huge Minecraft hyperfixation. So that'll be fun. I don't really want to play Rainbow Six Siege, but I do like talking to him, so it's like, you know, whatever. We can play. I don't play a whole lot of FPS games. I do like them. I remember we used to play this game called Enlisted together, and that was pretty fun. It's like a World War II shooter game. Like how it works is you get these squads of people. So you control one person at a time, and the rest get controlled by AI, and there's all these different things. It's basically like it's made by the same studio as War Thunder, and a lot of it is the same. So it's pretty much if War Thunder was based in World War II. Actually, I don't know if War Thunder is based in World War II. It might be. I don't know. But if it's like it was a World War II infantry game, or it's like military game, like without, well, it does have tanks and planes. But if you're mainly a soldier, you know, on the ground, you guys get what I'm saying. But we played a lot of that before, and that was pretty fun. I think actually some of my first clips, or I mean shorts on YouTube, are of Enlisted. So yeah, we don't play it much at all anymore, really. It's kind of a shame because it was fun. Like one of my friends still keeps bringing up Enlisted and saying we need to play it. I'm like, oh yeah, and then we never play it. He actually has a life, so he's busy. Guess it makes sense. But come on, man, you won't throw away everything in your life just so you can play Enlisted together. Do you even care about me? Kind of disrespectful. All right, let's get. Well, I don't really have a goal as far as like what I want to mine with this iceberg. I'm just trying to do whatever. I do have a goal of finishing the blue ice path for getting to the desert. That is my goal for this stream. I'm not gonna go very long. Like maybe I'm gonna try to cap it at 2 hours. Of course, I mean, it is a school night, and I gotta do stuff, and I'm actually gonna have to do some school things tomorrow, and it's gonna suck. So I got to prepare for it, you know. But I can do some streaming. I might lock in on streaming. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be streaming every weekday. It depends on if I actually can maintain this level of energy after the day is already done, which I doubt I will be able to. But we'll see. Run. Get the ice. But also part of the reason why I actually wanted to stream today was it's kind of like a greedy like statistics thing, like chasing the numbers. But I did realize that I'm pretty close to 1,000 watch hours in the last 28 days, and that'd be a huge ego boost if I can get there. Which actually is crazy to me because like I did the math some time ago when I was at a lot less, and I was like, whoa! In the last 28 days, I've gotten over 28 days of watch time. That's pretty crazy. Which I mean, that is definitely pretty crazy. But now I can get even more. So it's just another arbitrary number, but it's kind of baffling to me that people, because also most of those are from live streams, of course, but it's kind of baffling to me that people actually like listening to me talk. I don't like listening to me talk. I don't know why you guys do, but apparently you do. So that's pretty sweet. You know, obviously I'm not complaining about it. But yeah, pretty fun. But I'd say a lot of the as fun or joy or whatever that comes from streaming is being able to just talk with people, really. I know that sounds like that's like the cliche Minecraft YouTuber who's trying to act like he cares thing to say, but it is for me. I mean, I think it makes more sense coming from me because I'm not really getting any other benefit out of streaming Minecraft, you know, like I'm not getting paid, quite obviously. I'm still a really small channel, you know, relatively speaking. And I'm not growing super fast. I mean, I'm growing the fastest I have in a while, I think. But, like, I'm not doing it just to grow. Well, I mean, I guess in a way, because I'm, you know, trying to... At the end of the day, that's kind of the point of YouTube for the most part. I think both, like, just wanting to talk with people and wanting to grow their channel are valid answers, and none of them means that, like, you're inherently greedy or whatever. It's like also, like, growing your fan base is kind of goes hand in hand with the talking to people. But I will be the first to admit, seeing the numbers go up is fun for me, but it's not like the sole reason. I try not to change my content a whole lot just for the numbers. Which, I mean, I do keep backtracking on what I'm saying. Like, I know before I said I'm probably not going to do any ultra hardcore stuff, but that was mainly because, like, the ultra hardcore videos I was making before were just purely for performance, and also, like, just did not like making them, which this last one I recorded, I kind of got to that phase where it wasn't super fun to record for a decent amount of it, but it's mainly because a lot of villager trading, well, not really a lot, but enough where it gets annoying. But I'm trying to incorporate more of my personality, and that's what I want the channel to be based off for the most part. And also, apparently, some people actually think I'm funny as well. So I mean, seems like that plan should work, at least for a little bit, until people realize that that sarcasm is really just the entire base of my humor on this channel.
I started or not in 2013.
But another thing about the media communication class that I was taking is we're going to be using like Photoshop and Premiere Pro a lot. I don't know if we can use it for personal use. And well, the issue is, well, even if we can use it for personal use, the thing is, first of all, when I go to use it at school when we're working on something, if I edit my videos, like my Minecraft videos on there, someone's gonna see, yo, this loser makes Minecraft videos. Everybody make fun of him. Obviously, that's not gonna happen, and it's also media communications. It's taught by the theater teacher, so I don't think people would care too much if they're taking that class. It is kind of a concern because really telling anyone that you make YouTube videos always just feels like a humiliation ritual, and let alone Minecraft videos. So yeah, I don't want that to happen, but I also don't know if we're allowed to use it for personal use. I think the school gets like a discount because it's for school purposes. And the other thing is, if it's on my school account, then the school will be able to see, I'm pretty sure, all the projects that I have on it. Or maybe it's actually just like we get a thing to it and we can do whatever we want. I'm not sure. And I also I can't remember, but I think we might even be able to still use it after we're finished with that class, which I'm not sure. It doesn't sound right, but I'm pretty sure I think I might have heard that because every year there's this 1 or 2 days where we'll go to other classes and then learn about what it's like, so we get an idea of what different classes are for next year when we're signing up for classes. But when they're talking about media communications, the teacher mentioned that you get a paid subscription to Premiere Pro and Adobe Photoshop. And I think she said that you can use it for like the rest of your, I don't know, like high school or maybe even academic career. I can't remember exactly what the wording was, but it would be pretty sweet if I could edit my videos on it, because I've actually kind of been looking a bit for like a paid editing software, because free ones aren't really bad, but also the other issue with free ones is pretty much every free editing software has a paid version. So at least the one that I use keeps taking features from the free version and putting it on the paid one, and it's not very fun. But it turns out that really almost any paid editing software is either really expensive or they're only kind of expensive, but it's basically you're getting the same features as the free version. Like I remember the company my mom works at some time ago, like she had a subscription to an editing software, so to make this simple videos for work. And when I was talking about, I've been making videos, just like, my work, we get this one editing software. It's like $60. I could get it for you. I'm like, kind of expensive. You don't gotta do that, Mom. I can easily use this free one that I have. Because I don't really have a need for a more expensive one. But she's like, no, it's okay. You can use it. So I check it out, start using it. It was worse than my free editing software. I don't know how. For $60, I'd expect it to come with like, I don't know, some message, some delivery man delivering slices of pizza to me every night or something like that. Well, that's really the $200 price range. But if it's not that, like you said, it's like $200 to $300 for buying it. And I also want it to be like, I want it to be a one-time purchase. Premiere Pro, it turns out, it actually doesn't have a one-time purchase thing. They have either $23 a month, which is already pretty crazy, or like $200 something a year, which, I mean, I'm sure the yearly subscription turns out to be more. But like, first of all, each year that's more than a lot of the other editing softwares are for a one-time thing, and also you have to renew it every year. So that would also mean that they could raise the prices and whatnot. So I want a one-time purchase one that isn't super expensive, but I think I'm gonna have to eventually go with one that's super expensive, and they'll have to wait until I start making money in some capacity. Cause like, I mean, I have some money now, but I don't really have a way to make money. It's really just like my family, for some reason, they're more of like a money-giving type family when it comes to like the holidays or your birthday. So I just kind of save up that cash because I don't like spending money on stuff. I want to be sure that I'm going to use whatever it is that I'm buying, and then still, whenever I buy something, I end up like not using it in 2 weeks because I get bored of it, which is kind of a problem because that's almost always like a pretty expensive hobby that I get something for, and then I stop doing it. Not the greatest financial choice, I guess. Hopefully I can actually stick with something. Hopefully I stick with YouTube. I mean, although like by the time I'm actually, if I'm paying for the editing software through YouTube, then of course I'll have stuck with YouTube long enough to know that it'd be worth it. Because I mean, there's no way that I'll be getting paid from YouTube anytime soon, especially not from videos. Because there's like, in case you don't know, there's 2 tiers of monetization on YouTube. One is like community support or something like that. That might be what they call it. I'm not sure. And there's like, you know, like the generic one that you think of, like ad revenue. That's what most people talk about. And starting January 1st next year, that is 2027 as of recording, well, streaming this, it's gonna, they're doubling the amount of watch time that you need for that. So I'm definitely not gonna get that. I mean, I'm not even anywhere close to the like community thing. By the way, the community support monetization thing, whatever you call it, that unlocks donations, linking a merch store, and memberships. That's all the things it unlocks. For that, you need 500 subs and 3,000 hours of qualified watch time. I'm pretty sure it used to say public watch time. I could just be living in an alternate reality. I'm not sure. And then for ad revenue, you need 1,000 subscribers, which is how it's been for a long time. But now you next year it's going up from 4,000 hours of qualified watch time to 8,000. So pretty big leap. And like I said, I'm not anywhere really close to it. And to clarify, the watch time is over the course of a year, which, if I think about it, I should easily be able to get to 3,000 if I were to stream as much as consistently as I did over the summer. But obviously that's not going to happen. The streaming time is going to drop by quite a bit. Although if I do somehow continue a somewhat regular schedule with streaming, and I'm streaming kind of regularly, I think the more, well, in most cases, the watch time, almost every case, the watch time is the harder thing to get, which is why bumping up the watch time is such a big deal. But I think even in my case, it actually might be the other way around. We're getting the right number of enough subscribers might be the issue. If you think about it, according to that, there could be a chance I actually get monetized by like next year. Well, not by next year, like by the end of next year. Probably, almost definitely not going to happen though. Because I mean, the main part of that is it also counts on me like continuing to make content on YouTube, which in the past it's just been like a hyper fixation for like a month or so. Which I think Minecraft YouTube is typically my longest hyper fixation. It's kind of weird. My other ones maybe last like a few weeks to a month or so. Music stuff I've actually stayed somewhat interested in for a while. Not nearly enough to actually make music. And the problem with me, especially getting all of this expensive gear for making music, is I just don't make music. Like I never get around to it. I mean, I suck at singing and just about anything. I've tried learning guitar before for like a day, but I'm like, dang, this is hard, and I know for sure I will not be able to stick with it. So I'm like, maybe I'll just look into music production, but also like, I have nothing to produce, and now I'm not even very interested in making music. I'm more interested in like different stuff, like making. I want to try to make an audio interface, and do stuff like that, like make some speakers. So that'll be pretty sweet. And that'll also be like one of my things that I'm gonna do. So, it's my master plan to finally get my grades in order, and be able to do my homework. Cause, some time ago I got an earth-shattering recommendation for like how I can make sure I actually do my schoolwork with my crippling ADHD, and that is you just take breaks. I'm pretty sure that's even been recommended to me before, but for some reason it blew my mind. And also, like waiting a bit to do the homework until after I get home. Because after I get home, I'm almost always just wiped out of energy and I just don't want to do anything. But so if I wait a bit, then I can do something. But the problem is like the waiting a bit, because I've tried doing that in the past, and then I just get sucked into YouTube or whatever it is, and then I don't get the homework done. So I'm hoping that if I'm working on something like building a speaker, that I won't just get sucked into it for hours. And that'd be partly because, well, I mean, building speakers is not catered to keep your attention as long as possible. I mean, it's just not a thing that could happen. And also just it shouldn't take as long. The speaker would be more of a starting point. The audio interface might not be as effective with that, because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I have to research for, and I might get sucked into the research. Because especially with that type of thing is, like, I would have to get into it, like, really be in the mood for it to actually get started on it. But then once I'm in the mood for doing that, that's going to be all I want to do. Who knows, maybe it'll work out. I will have 2 APs. It's weird. So for every year that I've had like separate classes, ever since I got out of elementary school, our social studies classes have been like full year classes, but this year they're half a year. So like I'm taking econ, which is somehow econ is a social studies class. It's kind of weird. It seems like it's weird because English classes, I feel like somehow there's almost always like a unit or so that's just like basically history class 2.0, and it seems like it's gonna be like that with math classes as well. Well, classes turning into math class. Like somehow physics is considered a science class. It's a lot more of a math class, let me tell you, but somehow it's considered a science class. And then econ, definitely a lot more of a math class, and somehow it's considered social studies. Which honestly, I don't really, I kind of prefer that, because I really despise social studies. Well, I mean, specifically history classes, which is kind of funny because I do really well in them. It's because they're just so absolutely boring, because there's no way to make any of it interesting. It's just taking notes really the entire time. I mean, maybe I just had a really bad teacher last year. I mean, it was kind of fun when I had my freshman year teacher. So that could be part of the reason. But yeah, I just really hate history class. But I get really good grades in history classes as well. We need 6 more stacks. I don't have room for 6 more stacks, whatever. But like last year, because we get 2 exams over the 2 semesters in the school year. And last year I got 100 on both of my history exams somehow, even though I hate history class. So it's not like I struggle with it. I do really well in history. I just hate it. Well, I do struggle with history class, but not with the grades. With actually doing the stuff. Because I think social studies classes seems like some method of torture that they would have used in Guantanamo Bay in the 90s. It's horrible. And also, I gotta say, education, it's been a thing. The schooling, or organized schooling, has been a thing for, I mean, I think like around like 1,000, maybe thousands of years. But you're telling me that we still haven't found a better way to do it than sit kids down in chairs for 8 hours a day and force them to take notes. I mean, obviously, the taking notes, that would always be a part of school, because, I mean, that's, learning. That's the whole point of school. I just kind of threw that in there, because, I mean, the sitting down and taking notes really sucks, but it's, like, really all you do in school. But you're telling me there isn't a better way? I mean, luckily, we have these programs that are, like, kind of offered through the school. There's this one, like, career development center nearby, and you can actually take that for like 3 of your classes a day. Like they offer stuff from like culinary arts to like aircraft, something with aircraft, like engineering and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. I love that they're doing stuff like that to actually help students prepare out like after school for their careers, which that's been a complaint. I mean, a lot of the time it was just like people, some lazy kid who doesn't want to do any work would be like, oh, but school doesn't teach you how to pay taxes, which actually now, personal finance, which includes learning how to pay taxes, I'm pretty sure, is actually a required class for us to graduate. But for a while, like, that sort of thing has been, like, not mostly used as an excuse, but, like, it's been used by a lot of lazy people to excuse not caring about school, which I think is kind of stupid, but there definitely should be more improvement as far as schools preparing students for their careers after school. I mean, I guess, well, schools haven't really done that in the past, which kind of makes sense, because, I mean, it's not their business, but also that's kind of the whole point of school. So, yeah. And, like, in my state now, they're required to give us some presentation, like, I think it's, like, once or twice a month about careers and career exploration, which normally it's almost always just put on a video about the profession, give a general overview, and then make some career plan, which I don't think that really does a whole lot, because what are you gonna do? But the whole thing with like schools, how, like, saying they should prepare you for careers, it's just kind of like a hard thing to do, especially with like the funding that they get, because preparing students for as many careers as they could, there's limited in that, because they would need so much funding to be able to do that, which is why programs offered like kind of through the school, but not really, like the career development program I was talking about before. It's not actually done through the school. That's kind of like I phrased that the wrong way. It's a different whole different organization. It's not actually like part of the school system, but like I said, you can take it for like some of your classes, like stuff like that. They need to have more of those. I don't know why I'm flip-flopping in and out of F5 so much. So it's nice to see that they're at least making improvements there. I don't know what started me on that whole serious ramble. When I get tired, I just have like, I mean, that wasn't a super deep conversation, but you'll see when I get tired, I can get on to some really deep rants, which a lot of the time I probably shouldn't be, but you guys are watching because for some reason you enjoy listening to me talk, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying my best, and my best isn't very good, but it is my best. That's all I can do. Really not actually trying my best, I don't think, but I am trying, which is an improvement. And so far, through the one day of school where we haven't had any classwork whatsoever, I have tried. So hopefully we continue that streak. Doubt it will continue very long, but who knows? Maybe Squirrely will lock in finally this year. I say that almost every year. Well, I don't really say almost every year, because before I'd just actually lock in. I wouldn't even have to lock in. I'd actually just do stuff. I don't know how I did it, but then it just like all went off the rails one year, and now I have to actually lock in to do well. And spoiler alert, that doesn't happen a whole lot, really ever. But hopefully it happens this year. Right, I killed a lot of the mobs nearby. I really need food. Oh, apparently I'm low on rockets as well, which is kind of a concern. Luckily, I won't need any... Whoa, rune portal over here. Huh. I won't need any rockets to get home, and I think I have like 25 gunpowder in one of my chests. So I'll be able to make a decent amount of rockets, although the gunpowder was supposed to eventually go towards making TNT, because I don't want to have to deal with the tunnel borers very much anymore, because they're really annoying to deal with, you know, those pockets of lava, they keep getting in the way. We'll see where it goes, but for now I'm going to have to use them for rockets. Not really ideal. It's just the way the things will be. I think I can actually kill the polar bears for fish. So I guess I'll do that. And there's one of the only mobs that reliably like keep respawning. So that's nice. I hope no one got like super mad at me for doing that. Just casually killing a polar bear. Dude, it's a polar bear in Minecraft. You shouldn't care about it all that much. They respawn all the time. It's almost night, but I want to... Gosh, this thing just keeps going for so long, and there's so many disconnected bits. I'm just not going to worry about this side of it until I get to a level where it's fully connected to the rest. That's what I did with, like, the kind of 2 icebergs that were here before. And it seems to have been working out fine so far, so we're going to continue. Continue doing that, because if it ain't broke, why should you fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's actually how the phrase goes, and I just have no brain cells left. So I want to try to... Well, I'm definitely not going to fill up any, like, all the shulker boxes with blue ice. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm just going to try to go, like, mine ice until my pickaxe is most of the way broken. I've also been neglecting that iceberg off to the side of my screen, so I should probably get to mining that. It doesn't even have that issue that the other one has where it's not connected. I just haven't done anything with it. So let's do some more mining. I know, like, the contents as far as like what I'm doing this stream is probably pretty boring, but the intention is mainly so you can just kind of chill out after school or work or whatever you have. Just listen to some dude ramble about stuff, because I mean, at least in my experience, that's been neat. Like when I'm super tired out after school because I have no social battery whatsoever, I just like listen to some like whoever it is that I like enjoy watching their streams or whatever. Whoever I enjoy, whatever streamer. I'm great at talking. Well, it doesn't have to be specifically a streamer. Anyways, I just like watching whatever they're doing. It doesn't even need to be really entertaining. So hopefully other people are like that too. Because, I mean, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit on the Squirrely YouTube channel. I can't really make any promises. I could, but I mean, we all know that I don't have a very good history of keeping them. And when it comes to doing entertaining stuff after school on the stream, it's just not going to happen. I don't have the energy for that. I can talk for a bit more, you know. It doesn't take a whole lot, but actually putting effort into thinking about what I'm going to do, that's where we draw the line. Not going to happen. I feel like I'm going to fill the shulker boxes with the ice that I have, like, way sooner than I actually need to. By the way, I keep seeing this. Am I the only one that's kind of confused about the single spruce log down there that has snow on it? I don't think I chopped that tree, because if I chopped a tree, I wouldn't leave the bottom log floating. Or not floating. If I partially chopped a tree, it would be floating. And that's kind of how... I know people don't like it, and I understand, but that's also like kind of how I know that I have to finish chopping the tree. Oh wait, no, I wasn't supposed to mine that layer. Hold on, actually, I want to end on the right thingy, so... Oh, I am supposed to mine this layer, so I can end on the second. Like, mining ice barely takes any effort. Even less effort than just placing a ton of blocks. Because the thing with placing a ton of blocks is you actually gotta think about where the blocks are supposed to go, where you're supposed to place them. Mining, you just move your cursor around the screen, and the stuff disappears. Doesn't take really any effort at all other than moving your hand. And if that's too much, then you probably have other problems than whatever you're doing in a block game. Crazy that we're almost done with our third iceberg, I think. Oh yeah, there's that one right there, one right there, one right there. And, well, actually, no, this will be my 4th then. That's wild, dude. How much packed ice have I mined? I don't think I want to check until I finish the desert highway. Which, by the way, I definitely have enough blue ice. Actually, I don't think that's really definite. I think I did the math, and if I get 12.5 stacks, I'll be more than comfortable, which I'm approaching pretty soon. So, once this pickaxe gets on pretty low durability, I will definitely have way more than I actually need for the desert. I don't think I'm going to make a portal going to the coral reef, partly because it's pretty close to the desert. Like, the coral reef is close enough to the desert where I was concerned. Dang it. I know not the right spot. I know English, trust me. The coral reef is close enough to the desert where I was concerned about the portal from the coral reef linking to the desert one. So I don't think we need to make another one, especially because, I mean, when are we going to go to a coral reef? And obviously when we need like coral fans and whatnot, but I wouldn't be doing that nearly enough to justify making a whole new ice highway just for it. Especially when I have more important ones to make, like the Mushroom Fields one, which is over 2,000 blocks away in the Nether. I think I should be dedicating my resources to that way before I dedicate my resources to making another portal to pretty much almost the same area as the desert portal, and it's just like 100 or so blocks longer. And of course, like, also you need to use all those resources. So it's the amount of resources I use for the desert portal and then some. Come on. Yeah, there we go. No! I think I've talked about this before, actually, but I remember some time ago, like, you know, like around 2020, maybe a bit earlier, possibly a bit later. Well, I don't think really much later. But anyways, at some point within, like, the recent past, everyone was joking about, you know, oh, Gen Z, so dumb. Which, I mean, it's crazy how fast society switched from saying that Gen Z was, like, the weird, like, young Zoomer generation that has all the slang to it being Gen Alpha. That's kind of crazy to me. Like, all of a sudden I woke up and it wasn't Gen Z anymore, it was Gen Alpha. But anyways, I remember people were talking about, oh, dude, when Gen Z becomes teachers, we're going to be so screwed. But I gotta say, I have a few Gen Z teachers, and most of them are some of my favorite teachers. I mean, it's hard to really say who's my favorite teacher, because like I said before, I actually have, like, the school I go to has a lot of really good teachers that people like a lot. But the Gen Z teachers are some of my favorite teachers. I don't know if it's just because, like, they know. I mean, of course, it wouldn't be just because they know stuff about internet culture, but also, like, maybe it's, like, partly that they're in our situation as well recently, but also they just don't seem to care. Like, well, I wouldn't say that they don't care about the rules, but they don't really even like, it seems, following the rules really closely. Like, it seems like they just couldn't be bothered with that. They're like, you know what? As long as I can stop these kids from burning down the school, then we should be fine. And that actually reminds me of another thing I said. Sorry, I don't know how to do a smooth transition. So whenever I say something, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of this. You don't gotta say that it reminds you. Just start talking about it. Anyways, my freshman year, I took ASL 1, right? I think it was my first hour class, and I remember as just sitting down in my seat or whatever. I think it was like I think we had a seating chart at the time, but anyways, I'm sitting in my seat, and I hear, mind you, I'm not a very social person. All right, I don't like talking. Well, I wouldn't say I don't like talking to people. I just don't like putting the effort and energy into it, especially because, I mean, it's not a ton of people at my school that I'd really want to talk to. I live in a kind of stuck-up area. I mean, that makes it sound like there's, oh, all these people are just, like, snobs and whatnot. This isn't the case. I mean, I'm sure the people are a lot more, like, down-to-earth and nice than I think they are right now, and I guess me not putting in the effort is part of why I don't why I have that kind of negative view on a lot of the people. But I know, like, when I stick around, not when I stick around, but when I overhear some, I guess, more popular groups talking, like, almost all the time they're talking about, like, oh my gosh, this kid's so annoying. I'm like, what? Isn't that your day one homie? What are you talking about? And they're just always talking smack about each other. It's kind of sad. Anyways, I heard some student that our teacher had talking to her about something. I think the student was saying to the teacher, you know, I just don't know what to do. You know, first day of school, not really anything to do before school starts. Like, I feel you. I normally end up just walking in circles around my first hour class because I have choir first hour. Not a very good way to start the day. Well, it would be a great way to start the day if you actually like choir, but I don't. Anyways, my choir room, like, it has like a block around it, so I end up walking circles. But they were saying, you know, I don't really know what to do because it's not like you can really do much of anything because there's not enough time to do stuff before school starts. But also, like, yeah, hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But anyways, I said, well, what I meant to say was I meant to say that popular phrase, you know, burn down some bridges. What I said was burn down a building. And what that resulted in is, on the first day of school, me, who doesn't like talking to people, having to get talked to by the teacher in the hallway about burning down buildings. Kind of awkward. Luckily, I was able to clear up the mishap, I guess, pretty easily. And she was understanding. And that was probably my favorite teacher, actually, that I've had so far. But so, luckily, with that really bad start to our, I don't know, whatever you would call the relationship between a student and a teacher, hopefully at least it didn't turn out super bad in the end. Yeah, not the best move. If any of y'all are going to a new school, I guess maybe starting high school or something soon, don't talk about burning down buildings before school starts on the first day of the school year. Not a great idea. Of course, like I said, I didn't mean to say that, but, you know, still. Wasn't very wise. Should have just shut my mouth. How much? Oh, yeah, we still have that whole back to do. I don't know if I'll be able to mine this whole thing with the rest of the durability. I have 907, and it started at... I think I should be able to. It's just, like, the lower layers... You know, the lower you go on an iceberg, of course, the more there is to mine. But soon enough, I should be getting to placing all the blocks and eventually also repairing the tools. Although, once I place all the blocks, and I think I might also try to repair the tools on the stream, but once I finish placing the ice for the desert highway, I'll probably end the stream. Because I won't have enough time to finish the highway, because I also need to gather like a ton of sandstone and glowstone and whatnot. It'll be a process. Luckily, it shouldn't take nearly as long as it took for the tunnel to this biome, because that was around 2,000 blocks, and also a more complex pattern than I have planned for the desert village portal tunnel thing. Whatever. Yeah, bottom line, this should be quicker. I'm gonna be able to get it done in like 2 to 4 streams. I doubt it'll be just 2 streams, but there's a chance it could be. But then the one coming to this biome took like 7 streams or something. It was a grind, let me tell you. Not very fun. And it actually wasn't really too bad. Like I said, the main thing that I enjoy about this is talking to people. So, and there's still people to talk to. So, it's not like if I have a tedious thing to do. Oh my gosh, the world is ending. I absolutely hate doing this. No, I wouldn't stream if I didn't want to. So, yeah, let's put this back. I might run out of space soon. Okay, I think I'll mine this one first, and then we'll get to the bigger, the chonker right there. so we just kind of draw some lines. I know I just had school, but it keeps setting in that like school is starting. We didn't do any work today, but I'm gonna have to end up doing work soon, which not horrible for the like stuff like English and whatnot. I mean, I don't like English really at all, or math. I kind of enjoy math because I feel like it's a pretty logical class, you know. Like with math, even if you don't even get good instructions from your teacher, you can use your previous knowledge to figure out like how to do stuff or what you are doing, which is the only way that I passed the first semester of freshman year algebra. It's like I literally, what I had to do is I just had to stop listening to the teacher because she was just so bad at teaching that it would throw me off. So I just had to figure everything out myself, and then my grades started shooting up in that class, of course. But anyway, it's like some of the classes that I haven't taken before, because I don't know why, I get like kind of bad anxiety with that stuff when I don't know what to do. But the classes that I haven't had before, those are mainly what I'm concerned about. It's like, what's the schoolwork gonna look like? I need all the details, and I have none of them. Now, I definitely do have details, but you guys understand what I'm saying, hopefully. I do. There's so much blue ice there. I'm definitely gonna have enough for the desert highway. Not quite another highway after it, but can I make even another stack? I can, barely. I won't be able to fill up. I won't be able to like line the other 2 shulker boxes entirely, but I can make that other stack. There we go. So yeah, we'll only have 7 there, but whatever. Not a huge issue. So we have 18 stacks of blue ice right there. That's crazy. Oh, this already got down to 709. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this on the rest of this pickaxe's durability. I didn't realize how much more ice you had to mine at the low levels. I'm not sure when I last checked the durability, but I'm pretty sure it was like a bit before I started this layer that I'm still on. Mine. Oh yeah. Boom. Kind of curious like how the viewership will shift, since of course before I was doing my streams in the morning, but now I'll be doing them in the afternoon. So a lot of my viewers won't be able to watch. Well, I don't know if a lot of my regular viewers will be able to watch, because I mean, a decent amount of my viewers were in like similar time zones to me, but also for some reason I have a lot of viewers as well. When I say a lot, it's relative to my channel size, of course, but relative to my channel size, I have a lot of viewers, at least on the live streams, from like across the world. So like, but it's also not, but still they're not far enough away that they'd be awake right now. So I don't know how that'll go. Like maybe when I'm on break and I'm actually able to do the daily streams, like I think either it will be, I mean actually it wouldn't be a huge polar opposite, but I might get like a new time zone of my audience by doing afternoon streams now. And that'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Maybe I'll get twice the viewers when I'm on break. Maybe I'll get half. Maybe I'll get the same. Who knows? Come on. Let's finish this part right here. And then we still have that massive chunk to do. You just gotta break it off into little bits. That's what people keep telling me about how to manage the ADHD. And it just doesn't work. It almost seems like a vast majority of the people that like the professionals that are supposed to help people with like ADHD and conditions like that, like don't have any of them, which I mean isn't, of course they'd get sued if they're only hiring people if they had certain conditions, but also they seem to have no idea how it actually works. So of course they've got to study it to get the degree, but like, I don't know if they're applying anything or if they understand what it's like. Because the issue is, I don't want to do the work. So if I have to do the work multiple times, it doesn't matter that it's just in smaller sections. I don't want to do the work at all. Well, I mean, of course, ADHD isn't just like not wanting to do the work, but it's like you have to crawl across the desert with no arms or legs just to do it. That's what it feels like a lot of the time. But they just don't seem to understand. They like, it seems like they have they think it's just like, oh, you aren't motivated or focused enough. And I guess they're both true, but the problem that you're solving is the reason. The thing, I don't know how to put it. It just doesn't work right. But hopefully, I can actually like lock in and do my homework this year. That'll be great. Although it is nice because it seems like a lot of the classes I have are starting to shift the grading scale a lot away from like classwork and more towards tests, which I mean, I think that's good, and really, I think that's good in more ways than it's bad for. I think really the logic behind it is to prevent cheating, because of course people can just like use like ChatGPT or something to do their assignments, but then they don't really learn anything from it. So if you flip the grading to mainly focus on tests, quizzes, exams, it's going to reflect a lot more, and their grade will still be damaged from them not actually doing the work. But it's good for someone like me who just doesn't want to do work. Like, of course, I'll still try to do my classwork and my homework and whatnot. But if I don't end up doing it, if it's too much, then in a lot of my classes, it won't really affect my grade a whole lot. Pretty sweet. And, okay. Yeah, I definitely won't be able to mine that last layer, unfortunately. So, I hate to leave an iceberg at just, 2 layers. I had to do it last time. Well, I didn't really have to do it last time, but I ended up doing it last time. And I'm doing it now. But I don't think, even with my other pickaxe, I wouldn't have enough durability to, what am I trying to say? To finish off the last layer. That's what I'm trying to say. Because that's just 24, so we gotta... Oh, but it's also not enough. But then we also gotta grab some of this, and then we do that. There we go. So yeah, the main classes I'm worried about are the ones that I've never had before, or had anything like them. I don't know what the experience would be like. Oh hey, 27. It's actually enough for one shulker box, but not the other. And let's see how many I can craft. Well, I can use the thing. Oh, right. Oh, there we go. People keep yelling at me about using that thing when I'm crafting a lot of stuff, and that's really the first time it's been applicable. Because the other times they'll yell at me to do it, and I'm like, I'm crafting 1 stack of blue ice. So I just gotta shift click all of the packed ice into the crafting table. That wouldn't give me any benefit using that little crafting book. But it helped that time, because I had stuff left over that I had to do. But now we head back to the nether roof, and then we take the 2,000 block long ice boat journey, and we go all the way back, back to our home portal, and then we gotta fly all the way to the desert thing. And then we have to place all the blocks. Let me see. Is this stream working properly? It should be. I just know YouTube likes to not work a lot of the time. Like now it's saying I have no stream feed, but I do. Because I can see it right there. Oh. Someone's getting damaged. Hurt. Not my problem. Hopefully, oh yeah, I know I do actually. I know I have some more food in the desert village, like pork chops specifically. So food shouldn't be an issue once I go there. I think I'll even do a quick repair on the tools while I'm at the desert like I'll go to the desert village before I start placing the ice. So I can do that in the meantime while I'm grabbing the food. We do that, and then we fly this way. And soon enough, I won't have to even remember the direction that we're going, because, well, at least we'll have the highway placed there as like a little guiding line. And then eventually, we'll have a whole tunnel built, and it'll be great, and everyone will love me. Portal. There we are. So this is where we got a link over there. And there's that rabbit. Kind of sad I won't be able to see the rabbit without with the tunnel closed off. I could use glass blocks, but also he's going to be hopping along forever, and I don't want to get that many glass blocks. So just not going to happen. And I got to have multiple reasons for it. I'm still mad, though, that I found this desert before, and I just didn't realize. I might have even screenshot the coordinates, but it's like I didn't have anything from the desert for some reason, and I spent a few hours just looking for a desert, couldn't find any. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of glass, but hopefully we have some glass melting. The only thing is, like, there won't be a whole lot of glass in here because it can't smelt while I'm, you know, off working on mining ice. So let's just grab all this ice, all the glass panes, not ice. I'm intelligent, trust me. Yeah, I think I'll just repair this one. What do you mean, I have glass panes and space. There we go. And that should be barely enough to get for another. Oh, even more than barely enough. That's nice. There we go. Got a little bit of durability. I could have like dual wielded the pickaxe and repaired both of them, but I think it'd be a bit smarter to repair this one mainly. Actually, no, this is Chick-fil-A nuggets, so that's not my main pickaxe. Whatever. I'll probably be swapping my main pickaxes throughout this whole thing. I don't know what this whole thing would be. Throughout the gameplay, throughout the series, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of the series, I realized just now, we're coming up on 50 streams. I mean, it'll be some time, probably like a week to a few weeks, but we're approaching there. This is the 44th stream in the survival stream series. Okay, so that's over there. So we want, well, first of all, we want the blue ice, of course. Wow, crazy that I won't have enough space in my inventory for the blue ice. It's not a problem a lot of the time. And then we go 10 blocks away. And on this one, so we go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 there. So that's where we started. There we go. Or actually, if we're going that way, we'd want on the outside, and this. Nope, this would be outside. So now we have this placed, and we just go back. We walk backwards and hold down right click, and that's kind of it. Pretty sweet. Yeah. Is this what you guys subscribed for? Hopefully, because, I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of this for a long time. I know technically, I think it works perfectly fine if you have a gap. And that is a lot of packed ice that you save, but I'm too lazy to do that. And when you're mining a ton of ice, it's not very hard to mine more. It would be the smarter way, but I have to use some level of brain power. I mean, I do have to use a little bit of brain power to place blocks, but it'd be a lot more if I had to have a 1 block gap between each thing. And I feel like it also might look a bit weirder. I'm not sure about that. Hopefully my mic volume is fine. Of course, I always test the mic volume before the stream starts, but like the volume and tone of my voice changes a lot between like when I test it and when I'm talking like on an actual stream. Oh yeah, right. This thing's like 600 blocks long, so it is actually like it's a bit of a journey. Funny because this is like, I think around 600. Like about this length that we're going here, It's the longest tunnel in my survival world, and this is one of the shortest here. I don't know why I have a portal going to that cool area. I mean, it's neat to look at, but I mean, you can't really do much else in it. Especially since I mined a lot of the coal and copper, or a lot of the coal and iron on that mountain. But there we go. There's the portal right there. Pretty quick and easy. Oh, and it shouldn't even be like a super short journey this way. Like, I mean, it'll be kind of short going this way and then that way, but it won't be extremely short with the other ones. And also, glaring, I guess, issue, depending on how you see it. Whatever you want to call it. One of the things I need to work on is I need to make a Nether hub. I need to. I don't know what I'm going to do for it, so if anyone is actually watching the stream and YouTube's lying to me, then feel free to give me some suggestions. I might build it. Apparently people would. Apparently people actually care if you build their suggestions, which is pretty nice, because like people can give me ideas for what to do, and then they think that they're getting the good end of the bargain. Which, I mean, really that means that both ends are good. So, but yeah, I'm not. Well, I am. Nah, not really. I'm not just doing it out of the kindness of my heart. I just don't have any ideas for what to do. So it'd be like that. So that'd be chill. But then we need blocks here. Also, I can turn up the block sounds. There we go. Yeah. I feel like I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, I ran out of the blue ice in my inventory. Luckily I have several stacks more. There we go. It's kind of bothering me that the last stack is on that lower part, not the high one. I grabbed the wrong block, I guess. Oh, they didn't even take a stack more. Okay. This should be a good spot to have it. Let's grab that. Well, first of all we do this. And then, there we go. We do that. Oh, and look. Works out perfectly. Sweet. Now, I won't be able to use this. I'm not good at ice floating, and of course, there isn't anything keeping me online. Can I turn and like be able to? Nope, I can't. But we do have a pathway down. Yay! Actually, no, I do want to go this direction so I can repair my tools. That's what I wanted to do. And while we're at it, I guess we'll mine sand, because I don't really have anything to do over there. It's kind of a boring area. In my survival world, I'm able to just head over to the desert village and just grab a ton of glass in the chest and trade. But I actually got to wait for the glass to smelt right now. I don't have entire chests of glass just sitting around on this world. And I know if someone hears that, they're gonna say, well, why don't you just get a librarian to sell you glass and then sell it to the cartographers? That doesn't work. You lose emeralds in that. I mean, I guess, of course, emeralds isn't the main goal of repairing tools. But, you know, you run out of emeralds, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, you could zombify and cure the cartographer and work fine. But that's too much work for me. What do we have in here? 22. Okay. And that's how much sand we have up there. I don't know why, but for some reason on this computer, if I hit control, if I double tap control, it does that. You see? It's a little circle. I don't know why, but it's really annoying because I mean, I double tap control by accident quite a bit. I also need to wait for the sugarcane to grow, but for some reason it feels really slow. Gotta get some water. Y'all better be drinking your water, okay? See, like, right there. I don't even think I pressed control twice, let alone double tapping it. Maybe I could set up a little cactus farm. I guess I can do that while I'm waiting for everything else to, you know, smelt and whatnot. I don't know what to make the outside out of. I could use sandstone, but also, like, I mean, I'm trying to repair the pickaxe. Can't really do that. Actually, I might have enough durability. Who knows? Oh yeah, for a second I was like, whoa, that must be the new rabbit for that biome. I remember, nope. I'm an idiot. There's these different types of rabbits. They don't even spawn in savannas. Although I will say I have never seen that type of rabbit from a desert. So I guess maybe they do spawn in savannas and I'm just not remembering it correctly. You know, I could make the outside of the cactus farm out of bricks. I might do that. Because I feel like sandstone would be a bit redundant. And also, I could use that sandstone for the tunnel. Because in case if you're curious, the idea for the design for the tunnel to the desert biome, it's just going to be cut sandstone on the walls. Pretty basic. I know it's kind of boring, but whatever. It doesn't need to be fancy. I just want it to look presentable, and that's it. And then I'm going to be using glowstone for lighting on the sides. Yay, blocks. I think it'll take a decent amount of stone to make the outside for it. And I think I might make some windows looking in as well, just because I don't really know what else to do with a stone brick structure to spruce it up. Because I don't need it to look very fancy, and I quite frankly don't have the time to make it look fancy. Although I kind of do. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this, is I'm waiting for sand to smelt. So I do definitely have time. But I don't feel like using that brain energy right now. I need to save that brain energy for tomorrow, for school. Although, realistically, that's just not going to happen. I'll still be on 0. Even if I have energy after the stream, that energy will disappear somehow in my sleep. Which doesn't make sense, because, I mean, that's the opposite of what sleep is supposed to do. But it's going to happen. It happens every day. Well, every school day. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, hopefully. If people watch me because I was incoherent, then I'd be pretty famous. But unfortunately, that doesn't sound very entertaining to a lot of people. So, due to people's greed of wanting to be able to understand people that they listen to, I am not rich and famous. Hopefully this should be enough stone. Actually, I think I want to get to 4 stacks. We'll start at 4 stacks. I know it's not going to be enough, but it's easier to stay motivated, even if it's just like something simple, like making a little cactus farm. It's easier to stay motivated when it comes to like having to mine all these blocks. If I do it at a time. Or the more realistic outcome is I see how little I've gotten in terms of progress with it. And I don't want to do it anymore. Because after 4 stacks, I make like maybe a wall. Who knows? I don't really have an estimate for how much this will actually take. Now that I think about it, it shouldn't take a huge amount. You know, I'm just gonna place these 2 pieces of stone back, just for satisfaction. So it's like a, you know, nice Minecraft round number. There we go. I don't have a lot of wood here, actually. That's a bit of an issue. Luckily, I have this whole thing of trees that I planted. Come on. Chop. Hopefully that should be enough. Now, how do I keep the sand up? What block do I use? I could use fences or slabs or something, but I feel like I'm going to use all my wood on making the fences for, like, placing in between the cactus. The cacti, technically. So, well, I gotta make a chest as well. Alright, nope. Still not enough. I'm stupid. You need 2. You need 2 logs for a chest. Come on. Come on, Squirrel, you can do better. Also, another kind of funny thing about going back to school is since I had been doing almost daily streams for a few weeks, I was so used to referring to myself in third person as Squirrely, you know, because I don't use my real name on here. So there are a few times where I caught myself almost calling myself Squirrely, which would have been embarrassing, of course, because I'm calling myself my YouTube name, but also I'm trying to keep my channel under wraps. I don't need the people at my school knowing about it. If there's any reason why you might get bullied at a public school, you know, with teenagers in it, being a Minecraft YouTuber is kind of, I think that'd be kind of high there. I mean, I don't think I would actually get bullied. And also, there's plenty of other better reasons to bully me. I don't really get bullied still, so probably wouldn't be a huge issue. I want to run the risks, you know. But I just have to dig out 1 more block, and then we put a hopper there. Oh yeah, this is all floating, so I should do that instead. So I guess gotta make another chest. I can actually turn on Spotify again, right? I could split this in 5 to be able to get the right, or into 5 like different things to get the right amount, but didn't have enough space, and I feel like that also kind of be a bit more effort than I need to put in. And there we go. So a hopper will go into the chest, and then we'll have water flowing into here. I could make this as large as it could possibly be, but I don't feel like doing that. Should I? Although green dye, really any type of dye, I feel like it'd be one of those things where if you're making a farm for it, you're gonna need it so much that you'd want a big farm for it. Just don't feel like I would need to, you know? See, because I could go 8 blocks in either direction. How much would that be? Let's see. We'll go right here. Well, that would be right here, and then I'll put stairs above the chest. Do I have a stone cutter? No, but I can get stone right over there. And get 1 piece of iron. 1 piece of iron is not a huge expense. I feel like late game, there's not really a reason to not be able to just make like a stone cutter in situations like these, even if it's just saving a few blocks. I mean, it's so cheap to make them. Yeah, I don't think you should have it in your inventory. That'd be a bit excessive, but still. Situations like these, I don't see why you wouldn't make a stone cutter. Boom. So you should have the resources in somewhere in your ender chest. Well, actually, I don't really have stone in my ender chest, to be fair. But anyways, hopper. So it needs to go 8. So that'd be 4, 6, 8. Oh, 8, and then that'd come in 2, 4, 6, 8. 2. Actually, how big does this need to be? Oh, because they'd be going this way. So I could make this as wide as I want it to be. But I feel like I think I'd want it to be equal proportions on both sides. So we'll try to do that. So it'd be 17 on the inside. So we have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Gosh, this is big. Maybe I just cut it at like 10 or something. Or 8. I actually got to figure out, though, where the placements will go. It'd just be like this. Should be here. Oh, that works out fine. But how many blocks is this? I want it to be a nice number. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that's 9. No, that'd be 10. Okay, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is 10. And then this one would go in, because these are right here. Okay, we should be fine. And then of course it'll be like a few layers tall. Not a ton, but a few. This bed is occupied. Huh? Huh? I think if he can float, he can deal with me trying to sleep in this bed. What is this Harry Potter type thing? Die. I can make a few more rockets. Sweet. Oh, and look. Sugarcane's actually growing. Crazy how that happens. I think I even have some paper actually in the chest already. Of course, I needed to upgrade the cartographers to level them up. I always say upgrade for some reason. Don't really know why. I mean, it is like technically an upgrade, I think, but it's really leveling it up. An upgrade makes it seem like it's an item. Which I mean, they're villagers. They're effectively items. They have no say in what I do with them. Okay, so we'll have 1 sugarcane left over. Get a decent amount of paper. All right, sweet. Everything's going great. We'll check on the amount of glass. It's going decent. How much do we have in here? Still a good amount. And I might eventually want to expand that a bit more, get some more sand. But I don't have to do that now. Okay, so the only thing is these just need to be a bit higher. Oh yeah, I could just use stone to hold up the sand. So how tall would this have to be for 3 layers? I don't think I want to make it 3 layers tall because it gets to be so dang tall. So I'll stick with 2 layers for now. And it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be very complicated or hard to add another layer. I don't know how you got here without getting killed by the golem or killing the villager. You're fine now. You don't got to keep running away. Come on. Oh, yeah, run to your job. Go, get. I'm gonna beat you up if you don't go to your job. Go on. That's what I thought. And I'm not gonna bother making the floor a cool block. If someone has an issue with it, then they can take it up with their mom. I mean, you're never gonna see the inside of this except for if I add another layer, I guess. Do with the sickness. And nope. Come on. Alright. There we go. Oh, I know it's supposed to be right here. I was right the first time. Cool. I messed up, so I wasn't right. So I wasn't right, and I messed up. The pathetic combo. Oh wait, actually, I would need to. This would have to be a block higher, or. Well, I don't want to make that deeper. And it doesn't take any resource to make it a block higher, because we get the rest back. It only takes like a few seconds. And then also, since it's 3 blocks tall, I can just walk through them on it. They'll be at head level, so I don't have to weave around all of them. Pretty sweet deal. No. There we go. But now I would have to place blocks here. What's a block I have an abundance of? I have an abundance of dirt, but it's not here. And I don't want to use sand, because I can use sand to get glass. Choices, so many. But what choice do I make? Decent amount of glass. I should actually probably trade with them now, because they won't be able to trade away all of that. They'll run out of stock. Come on. There we go.
Vape cravings kept you up last night.
Nope, no thanks. We do not like ads on Squirrel YouTube channel. There, okay. And with how much glass we have here, I should actually probably get out the other pickaxe and heal it at the same time. We'll repair it. I'm referring to my tools with more, I don't know. I'm making them sound more sentient or living than the villagers. Rightfully so. And there. Might as well do this other one, but I won't be able to turn all of it into... Oh, there we go. Let's toss that one in. Then I can grab that. Okay. And, okay, we are dual wielding pickaxes, so we can now do this. Yeah, I don't know if they just recently nerfed it so you can only do 12 trades at a time. I don't know if that's a recent change, but I don't remember it being like that. But we gotta give some dudes some paper or emeralds. Either one would work. Come on, really? I'm just gonna burn all that. Nope, not the emeralds. Oh, that was my ender chest. Yeah, definitely not gonna burn that. But is that really all the paper I had? Wow, kind of sad. I'll have to get stuff. I'll have to get emeralds from my ender chest to be able to do that trade. Yeah, I should just do that. There we go. Not a horrible idea. That wasn't enough. And let's get another 6. Okay, it is here. Alright, there we go. Now we can trade with them. The trades will be a tad bit more expensive than the other guys, but I mean, of course, I have to go through that anyways, eventually. Plus, I have so many glass panes; it's not an issue. I mean, I can see if these guys have restocked. Oh, and they have. That'd be it. You're useless. You aren't. Are you useless? Oh my gosh, so many of these guys are useless because they're giving me the most useless stuff. Why would I want a Savannah Village map? Why would I want another Savannah Village map? Why would I want another Savannah Village map? What is this? You can't even see me through all the useless villagers. Come on, I can get these pickaxes a little bit repaired still, right? Also, all of that time waiting for the stuff to smelt, and we're already almost out of glass panes. No. Oh, it's not even close to now. Are you guys gonna restock now? It would be a kind of quick turnaround. Yeah, didn't really expect them to. This would have been nice. Let's grab. Put that totem in my hand. That's my main pickaxe. Oh right, and the wrong one. I should make a display room for like the armor that I got from end rating, end city rating, whatever you call it. Oh, 52. How much do I need? Wait. 50. Would be 56? No. I gotta do math. This is not going well. Not a good experience. If it was 52, 48, 54, I can just do that. There we go. And now we shouldn't have any left over. So that. Oh yes, I am a mathematical genius. Come on. There we go. Even more. How great. Okay, can we... Yeah, we don't have the day ticks anymore on the F3 screen, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I would actually... I think I would prefer that if it means that, like, that we can customize the F3 screen in the base game. Although it's not very hard to download mods at the same time, so maybe I wouldn't. Because with Better F3, you see the day ticks, and you can also see if it's slime chunk, which is very useful. So you don't have to go on to chunk base. So we'll give these guys a few minutes to get to their jobs, and then if they don't, then we beat them violently. Not sure how many blocks of sand I'll need for the cactus farm. Hopefully this will be enough. Oh, this will not be enough, but it's a good start. Well, actually no, I used 8. Oh yeah, it would be like, I think I'll be 8 short then, according to my math. According to my eyes, I'm going to be way more than 8 short. Oh, actually, no. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, because it was 9, not... Okay. That makes sense. There we go. What's going on? Oh, is it a thunderstorm? Because it is today. You guys gonna like go? Why? Biome crossover is kind of weird. It's not an actual term. That's just something I created. Term I came up with just now. There we go. This way I'll be able to place down the cactuses. That's really the main reason why I place those blocks there. Doesn't really matter otherwise. I might as well head over to the savanna biome to get, and it would be easier to just sacrifice some sand for this. I know I could put it in the furnace, but also, as easily as I get this, I can get more sand to put in the furnace, so it's not a huge deal. I don't know how much I need, but we'll see. Oh, looks like we already had some assistance. And leave it to me to mess up placing sand. Takes a real talent. But yeah, once I finish placing this sand, I'll go over and trade with the guys. Come on, grab the sand. There we go. Oh, this still might not be enough. Not sure though. Wait a minute. This isn't long enough for the sand to get to the hopper. I'm an idiot. It needs to be right here. Oh, crap. At least that still works. For that one thing. It's actually not really a huge deal to mess that up. I guess it means that I have more resources. Arguably a good thing to mess up that thing. And of course, it's also better me realize that now than later. So I'll just craft a few things of stone. Oh, where's the water? Yeah, right here. So, yeah, the blocks would go right there. And I like to have a little indent, so we'll do that. There we go. Okay. So I just gotta move this wall. Pretty simple fix, and then we go repair the tools. After I place the rest of the sand, which I should actually probably do right now. Boom. Bada boom, bada boom. Yeah, that is enough space. Okay. Awesome. Chat, we're cooking. Oh, and once again, I'm short on sand. I love this. I'll need a little bit. That should be enough. Better be enough. I'm gonna be mad. You don't want to see when I'm mad. Okay. This is still a bit out.
My brother had his identity stolen.
No thanks. There we go. Oh, I'm a whole 2 blocks over. There we go. Okay, place these here. Eventually we'll place down some water. Don't need that. Well, no, I need that water. I do need it. It's kind of the opposite of not needing that. There we go. Oh, and I have one more. That kind of bothers me a bit. Okay. Well, not human beings. Villagers. So every one of these guys over here, well, none of them has the glass trade. And I went to the wrong thing. But you should have a glass trade. I remember one of these guys always had overpriced trades, so I'm glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. And hopefully, well, where's... There we go. And hopefully this last guy will actually give me glass. Just buy a ton of maps, because I don't have paper. Why did I put my flint and steel in the desert chest? I actually need it. It's very useful. Yes! Whoa! Never heard it do that before. That's pretty sick. Not really, but who cares? Oh, I have a little paper in my inventory. And I should be able to do one last thing. There we go. I don't want to like screw up their trades and trade the 59 glass I have left. I know I will. Villagers are so finicky, man. Alright, and get a totem there. Pickaxes are mostly repaired. Should I go fully repair them? I think I should. I mean, we should have a decent amount of glass smelted as well in that time. Still doing fine there. Oh yeah, we have plenty of glass. Okay, we can keep trading. So I'll probably end this stream once I repair the items fully. The tools, that is. And that'll give me, yeah, 2 left over. Alright. Anyone feel like talking with me? There's money in it. You do. There we go. We also sold out. Are you sold out? Still, okay. Y'all better get to work. I know you can do multiple trades in one day. Might have already done the multiple trades in one day, I'm not sure. And is it just me, or is this getting a lot more XP than the other one? Like, I know I kept, like, I don't know, at some point I wasn't holding this, and this also already had more durability. But even then, it seems like more XP is going to this one in my offhand, which kind of weird. I didn't think it works like that, but maybe it does. There we go. 16. Out. Out. At least one guy is kind of improving. I need a system for getting rid of the villagers that don't have the glass trade. I feel like the whole map, the village map thing was just an elaborate scheme to debuff the glass pane trade, which I don't know why Minecraft is so dead set on debuffing anything that's powerful in the game. Like they nerf trade farms. It's so stupid. Like, it's supposed to be the game that where no one can tell you, or no one can tell you what you can or cannot do. Took me a second there. But also, like, even aside from that, why do they care if people are making raid farms? Why do they care if the glass pane trade is really broken? It's people's decision, and it doesn't affect you. There's no one that's refusing to buy the game or whatever because of this one trade that's in the game. Dang it, I keep going to trade with that guy, and his prices are jacked up. This isn't Bedrock Edition. Why are we doing this? Why must you torture me in this way? You? Why are you just like going for a stroll? Why? And it's already almost night. Okay, whatever. That's 20 minutes that I did basically nothing in. Hopefully, in this next cycle, I can get some more trades in. Although it'll only be 4 villagers. I'm gonna be able to get 8 trades throughout the day. Hopefully it actually works out like that, because I know a lot of the time it doesn't. Get a few more glass panes crafted. I think I'll run out of room if I do that. Oh, never mind. I won't. So are you guys ready yet? Nope. You gotta go to... Stop talking! Go to work! Why are you doing this? So mean. So that's at 1.5. That's at 3. Okay. So one of them is about 3/4 of the way repaired, and the other is under half. Go to... Wait, actually, hold on. No, you go to work. You can die for all I care. I don't give a single crap about you, because you don't give me the glass paint trade. All right. Hurry up. Okay, I don't care about you or you. I don't care about a lot of these guys. I don't care about over half of these guys. In fact, I want over half of these guys to die. So we got a nitwit as well. I don't know what the chances are of getting a nitwit, but it seems like kind of like Zombie Village, almost that level of rarity. Like, well, for sometimes there was a bug in Bedrock Edition where for some reason zombie villages would spawn like almost every other village. But outside of that, you kind of forget about zombie villages until you run into one. And even then, I've never run in, like, in my entire time playing Java Edition, I don't think I've ever ran into an abandoned village in the normal world. I only run into them on super flat worlds because I'm just going around killing the golems for videos. Spoiler alert for the next one that comes out. On Sunday! Come on. No. See, these guys have restocked their trades. Why can't you? Is this going to be anywhere in terms of repairing the pickaxes? Apparently not, and somehow that guy's also sold out. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit of a somewhere. Oh, okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong guy. This is the guy I need to look at. That went up. Okay, I think they went up kind of even. Can I do any more trading with them? I don't know. Have I reached the limit for today? I don't know if that was the second cycle. Or if it was the first. Let's craft these into emerald blocks real quick. And the other thing with the glass pane trade is also, like, I know it's like it's kind of overpowered, and a lot of people say that's overpowered. It's really only for XP. At least when I use it, it's really only for XP. Like, honestly, storing all the emeralds is more of a hassle than anything. Let's see. Don't know how we have 5 glass blocks there. I shouldn't ever have an odd number. Doesn't make sense because we get Well, we should be getting even numbers from the chests, or from the chests from the furnaces, because I filled them up at pretty much the same time. But whatever. Ooh, I can do that and get even more glass paints. Yes. All is going according to plan. Oh, and they have another cycle. I can do. Can I do you? Oh, you're 16. That whole segment right there, that was very clippable. There we go. And we gotta wait for this guy that's that emerald level for you to bring your prices down. I don't know why he keeps. I don't know why the villagers keep bringing their prices up so much. It's annoying. Just need to wait for one more smelt. There we go. 11, 12. There we go. Actually, that won't be nearly enough to. Yeah. Gotta wait for a bit. Not a huge issue. But yet, like these guys, they won't have. Wait, that guy actually restocked again. Do they just keep restocking until the night's over? Is that how this works? If it is, that's amazing. I'd love that. Like, I could just go mine sand now, and we could... As long as I have infinite fuel, which I should, I can just make... Where's the other one? Well, I can get infinite XP. I mean, you could get infinite XP in a lot of ways, but this is a pretty decent way to get infinite XP. It's really just racing against the sun. So let's go dig sand. Boom. But yeah, streaming into the different time slots, especially during the school year, it's almost like I'm starting over again with the streams, but not really, because if I stream at my normal time, I'll still get viewers, but like none of my regulars are here. So I have to get new regulars. No. It'll be nice talking to new people. Of course, not that there's anything wrong with the people I normally talk to. But it'll be neat talking to them. Assuming there will actually be people that join the stream. Pretty decent chance that nobody actually does. YouTube has YouTube's decided what my target audience is going to be now. So I don't know if I'm going to get much growth on a different time slot. It's weird because of course like you can cater your videos to a certain audience, but to a certain degree if you want to do that, gotta do, you gotta maximize the algorithm. Actually, not really good. Not really quite the same thing, but you gotta change your videos up to cater towards if you want to cater towards a specific audience. And I don't want to do that. And also, the kind of backwards thing with the YouTube algorithm is like, you know, of course the YouTube algorithm is really what promotes the videos, you know, like how your videos get recommended to people. But also, if your videos don't get recommended to people because the YouTube algorithm doesn't recommend them, the YouTube algorithm will see that nobody's watching the videos and recommend your videos even less. Kind of a backwards and broken system. That'll hold us off for a bit. Oh, hey. There we go. Even 9 stacks. I wasn't even... Well, I guess I kind of was trying, but that wasn't a careful calculation done by me. That was just random chance. So actually, no, I gotta grab the sand. And I'll have them split my inventory like that. And we're about to get an ad, aren't we? We just got an ad. Wow. I'm not going to worry about dividing by 9 right now. Where are we at? 1900. Okay, so top one is almost fully repaired. Who wants glass? Last call. really it isn't the last call, but you know it's the forced scarcity. Come on, guys. Economics, learn it. We haven't actually learned about that yet. We haven't done anything in economics class right now, but we will eventually. And then I can lecture you guys about all these different things and how corporations are screwing you guys over. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get a communist squirrely arc, and everybody's gonna love it. I'm telling you. Gotta wait like 8 or 10 more seconds. I don't know how long it takes for a furnace to smelt an item. I feel like it's either 8 or 10, and I can't ever remember. Although I think a blast furnace is 4 seconds, so it makes sense with that context for it to be 8 seconds. That guy, by the way, I didn't comment on it right away, but he still has his prices raised. This is stupid. Can you guys go there? There we go. At least that guy will let me trade with him. Yeah, that's almost entirely repaired. And we are at the 2-hour mark. I'm not going to do like a harsh cutoff, but this is a somewhat natural like end for the stream. So we're going to put this stuff away. And now, thank you to everyone who's been watching this. The whole 3 people that stopped by at some point. If YouTube is just like lying to me, which it does a lot, and there actually are people here, it'd be nice if you subscribe so you can catch some later streams if you enjoyed watching this one. And always remember, when in doubt, trout. Bye. Awkward pause.